East Cooper Student News is brought to you by Low Country Roots Woodworking, making your custom woodworking vision into reality.
What's up, Beckham and Wando? I'm Seth McCarthy and you're watching East Cooper Student News. On today's show,
they can't imagine you in a dress once you throw someone.
We'll talk about the rapid growth of women's wrestling within the board. Plus, we'll talk about the beginning of the new semester as well as some housekeeping. And it all starts right now on ECSN. Thanks for watching ECSN. I'm Seth McCarthy. We hope everybody had a great New Year and a happy holidays. And with a new year also brings a new semester with new classes. ECSN reporter Peyton Walker tells us how you can hit the reset button in 2026.
We are now 4 weeks into the new semester, and while the end is near, there is still work to be done.
So I'm taking German 4. It's a block class, and then I have AP Seminar, which is a skinny. I have AP US History, which is a skinny. I have Yearbook, which is a year-long block, and I have Algebra 2, which is a block. I feel like first semester, you're just getting used to the class. When second semester, you have finals at the end of the year, so that's pretty difficult.
With the new semester underway, students are adjusting to new classes, while also settling back into their year-longs. One junior, Maddie McHugh, has taken advantage of this fresh start and says she's determined to make it a good one.
I've definitely spent time more working on the assignments and not procrastinating on those set assignments, which has definitely improved my grades.
For some, the new semester can mean a lot of change, but that change doesn't have to be bad. Biomed teacher Mr. Sneed teaches both year-long and semester students, and he sees the new semester to be an opportunity students should take advantage of.
No, the second semester is the best time to do it. Although it goes quick, you can stay up to date with it, buckle down a little bit, turn things in. I always tell students, don't collect zeros. They have a tendency to do that. So turn everything in, and if you're turning things in, those quiz and test grades are going to improve too.
Don't procrastinate, get your work done.
Whether you're set to finish strong or working to get back on track, the new semester is a great time to either keep up the good work or push the reset button and start fresh. Reporting for ECSN, I'm Peyton Walker.
Thanks, Peyton. For many, New Year's is a time to also make small changes in your life to make it better, whether it be for personal or physical gains, such as trying to be nicer or eat better. Although it's a great idea, it doesn't always work out in practice. Around 91% of Americans abandon their resolutions by the end of the year, while 23% abandon theirs during the first week of January. ECSN reporters Macklin Levin and Eva DeGroot hit the halls to see what students and teachers hope to accomplish this coming year and how they plan to do so.
My New Year's resolution was to be as fit as I was leaving my 20s as I'm about to be going into my 40s. So I tend to keep that. I signed up for a gym, go to a 5:15 workout class every morning, got a good little accountability group, trying to eat better. My wife has got me eating better, so hopefully it'll work out.
Just to live a healthier lifestyle, do more cardio, eat healthier.
My New Year's resolution was to not eat fast food, and so far it's gone pretty well.
My New Year's resolution is to lose 35 pounds by June, and I'm going to be in a 300 calorie deficit for that, so I have to eat 2,600 calories.
My New Year's resolution is to do better in my classes this semester, and I'm going to do that by studying.
My New Year's resolution was to read more, which I know is a basic one, but I do enjoy reading, and I used to be really into it. And I kind of just, a mix of being busy and procrastination.
I intend to wake up earlier because I've missed class a lot for sleeping over and not waking up to my alarms. I intend to keep it by setting more alarms so that I wake up on time.
I have promised myself that I would go to work out at least 2 or 3 times a week with a personal trainer.
Thanks guys. Some tips that can help you make changes that can last our year are to make your resolutions realistic, track your progress with a journal or app, and plan for setbacks. We're not perfect, but try to keep yourself from giving up after one mistake. ECSN reporter Vivian Keith joins us now and tells us how two groups came together to spread holiday cheer to several families in our community.
Thanks, Sutton. Before the new year, CAS Health Science students partnered with the Wando boys lacrosse team to hold a Toys for Tots drive. Toys for Tots is an annual drive organized by the United States Marines. Every day in November and December, the pile of toys got bigger. It got so big that the Marines needed to bring a bigger truck. Each year, Channel 2 personality Rob Fowler comes to the CAS and meets with the student volunteers.
What really impresses me the most is here we are at a high school, and you've got kids here who are caring about other people that they don't even know. Usually at that age group, they're thinking about other things, and with social media and all these other things pulling at them, they may not kind of focus on what I think is most important this time of the year. And these kids have focused on that, and you can see the result behind me.
Without them and without the rest of the community, I can't complete the mission that's been set forth for me to do. So I can't do it alone. I'm grateful.
You know, that first year, I think we collected maybe a total of 10,000 toys, and now every year we're collecting close to 100,000 toys.
It's our campaign. We're the face, but the community is the backbone, and we have to support the community, and if we want to make a difference.
I always say one toy can make a difference. So even if there was just one toy in this auditorium, that's going to make a difference to a child who otherwise might not receive anything.
Rob Fowler has been doing Toys for Tots as a media sponsor for nearly 40 years, and he says this year the entire Charleston area will have donated close to 100,000 toys. Reporting for ECSN, I'm Vivian Keith.
Thanks, Vivian. And also with the new year, there's also some new Teachers of the Year. Congratulations to Mr. Streets of the CAS, Ms. Krishana Wando, and Mr. Galavati of Lucy Beckham High School. Mr. Streets is the teacher for Auto Tech, which specializes in the study of automotive works. The class helps students learn the history of cars and how to maintain vehicle parts and electronics. Ms. Krishan teaches biology, which goes into the study of life and organisms. And finally, Mr. Galavati also teaches biology, as well as environmental science, which goes into the study of Earth systems and human impact.
It's an honor. It's a tremendous feeling. The CAS has the best teachers and the best staff, and it's the best school there is. So it's an honor to be chosen by my peers and have the opportunity to represent them. It's a great thing.
It feels good. Thank you. It has been it was a great surprise. It's been very sweet, and I think that everyone at Wando does a good job. We all teach from the heart. So
it's a great honor. Very surprised. Not in like a bad way. It was a good surprise, a lot of excitement. Not something that I initially set out to do. It's not the reason why I teach, to be recognized like that. So very surprised, honored, especially with how many fantastic teachers we have here at Beckham.
I feel like it's a real privilege to be able to teach something that I have built over the years. And I believe in what I'm teaching. I believe it's important. And that makes it easy to come to work every day.
Congratulations to all three teachers. To all rising freshmen at Wando, you're welcome to sign up for Coffee with Coker, where you get to tour around Wando with Principal Coker. You can sign right up on the Wando website, with the next tour coming up on February 11th. The Coffee with Coker School Tours goes right along with Charleston County's new Neighborhood Schools advertising campaign. You may have seen them on social media, but the idea is that students don't need to travel far to get a good education because our local schools have tons of great programs. Wando's semi-formal is coming up soon, with it taking place on the 21st of February at Charleston Marriott from 7:30 to 10 p.m., with tickets costing $32.50. Students must bring an ID. Wando Spirit Week is happening from February 2nd to February 6th. Monday is Hat and Wig Day, Tuesday is Superheroes, Wednesday is Mathletes and Athletes, Thursday is Country Club, and Friday is Class Colors. Freshmen are gray, sophomores are white, juniors are red, and seniors are black. Across town, Beckham will host its curriculum fair Thursday, February 5th from 5 to 6:30. The fair is for any rising 9th and 10th grade families. The point of the fair is to show families both the academic and extracurricular programs offered to students. In other news, girls wrestling has exploded in growth recently. In fact, it's the fastest growing high school sport in the country, with over 300 women alone participating in the sport in South Carolina. ECSN reporter Addie Burnham tells us more.
This is just a glimpse of Wando and Goose Creek girls wrestling match. And this year, it counts more, because Wando wrestling coach Adam Schneider says girls wrestling has grown, and fast.
When we started seeing a push for girls wrestling, I thought it was something that could catch on, but I don't think anybody thought it would catch on as fast as it has. It is the fastest growing high school sport for girls right now.
And there's proof of how fast it's growing. Last year in South Carolina, there were enough girls wrestling teams in the state to hold a state playoff. But at the same time, there were not enough teams in our region to crown a girls region champion. This year, enough schools in the Low Country have a girls wrestling team for a region championship. So now, matches like these matter for a team's region standing.
Within a year's difference, the amount of girls that are there now. And I think now that colleges are adding it as an actual college sport, giving money to do it and stuff like that, and, I think that's awesome for girls in general and for the sport.
Coach Schneider is right. Wins aren't only on the mat. This year is girls wrestling's first birthday as an NCAA championship sport. But while gaining popularity, the biggest challenges they face is not what you might expect.
It's challenging because of the stereotypes that other people think of girls, and they can't imagine you in a dress once you throw someone.
While athletes and coaches recognize these stereotypes, coaches are seeing girls with all kinds of different interests joining the sport.
One of the cool things about it is a lot of people might pigeonhole what a wrestler looks like. They have no idea what a wrestler looks like. We have cheerleaders, we have people in the band, we have ROTC, we have all these types of people that come out for wrestling.
One of these girls being Svea Scott.
So I'm in ROTC, and then I also like doing a lot of transportation related things. Like I have a motorcycle, I fly both helicopters and airplanes.
From flying planes to riding motorcycles, Svea, like many, never would have expected to join such a male-dominated sport.
I never expected to wrestle because I didn't really think at first that it was a thing for me. And then when I saw that Wando had wrestling, I was like, why not give it a shot?
And more girls each year acting like Svea and giving wrestling a shot. Reporting for ECSN, I'm Addie Burnham.
With Maria Francesca Picone.
Thanks, Addie. We're gonna head back into the kitchen on Fish Food with Fisher. Today, he's got some bread, and he's gonna show you how to make it.
Welcome back to Fish Food. My name's Fisher, and on this season, I'm here to teach you the basics of cooking with recipes that are for sure to wow your friends and family. On this episode, we're learning all about bread. Bread is a generational food. There are records of it being made as far back as 30,000 years ago, and it's the most consumed food on the planet, except in East and South Asia where rice is king. Since people have been making it for thousands of years, there are thousands of recipes. So I've brought back a fan favorite guest to teach us as much about bread as he can in the little time we have. Thanks, Fisher. I'm bread expert Fisher Fond, and I'm here to teach you the simplest way to make more than a dozen types of bread. The most basic type of bread is white bread. In its simplest form, it only needs all-purpose flour, yeast, water, and salt. By changing the type of flour from AP to whole wheat, you'll get a loaf of wheat bread. Returning to the original recipe, if you swap yeast for a sourdough starter, you'll get sourdough bread. If you switch back to yeast and mix in rye flour, you get a loaf of rye bread. If you drop the rye flour and use high-protein flour like bread flour, then boil your dough, you'll end up with bagels. Building off the white bread again, this time add eggs, butter, and milk to get a brioche dough. Drop the extra stuff and increase the amount of water, and you'll end up with a ciabatta bread. If you add olive oil and toppings like rosemary, garlic, and tomatoes, you'll get focaccia. Remove the garlic and tomatoes and bring down the water level, and you've got yourself pita bread. Add yogurt and milk and replace the olive oil with a neutral oil or clarified butter and you get naan. Now replace the yeast and water with baking soda and milk and add cornmeal and eggs to get cornbread. Now, if we go all the way back to the original white bread recipe, but this time add milk, sugar, butter, and eggs, we get French croissants. Finally, drop the eggs and swap the yeast for baking powder, and you get the Southern delicacy, home-style biscuits. Thank you for joining me on this gluten-filled journey. Now you're a bread expert, just like me. Back to you, Fisher. Now that you're well-versed in all things bread, it's time to make the simplest and most versatile loaf of them all, white bread. Great for toast, sandwiches, and much more. First, we start with the yeast. Add 1 pack of the stuff, or about 2 tablespoons, to a bowl with a pinch of sugar. Cover it with 2 cups of warm water and let it sit until the yeast starts to foam up, or about 10 minutes. Next, add in an 1/8 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of a neutral oil, think vegetable or avocado, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 3 cups of flour. Then mix until everything is incorporated. Now, add in 1/2 cup of flour at a time until the dough doesn't stick to your fingers anymore. Next, start kneading the dough on a floured work surface for 5 to 8 minutes. Place it into a 350-degree oven for about 35 minutes until it's golden brown on top. Brush on some butter before it cools for a glossy finish. And that's how you make a loaf of bread. Thanks for watching. I'm Fisher, and this has been Fish Food.
Well, that's all we have for today's show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope everybody has a great rest of the year. Reporting for ECSN, I'm Sam McCarthy.